Once upon a time, France and Belgium made up one of the best Counter-Strike regions in the world. They had talented players.
kennyS stuck in the site, finding more. That's brilliant, and kennyS again up close. Oh my goodness, kennyS! The no-scope on the third. This guy's absolutely insane.
Stacked rosters.
Welcome to the stage, Ariel. What a final. That was amazing. That was incredible, these guys.
And of course, a lot of trophies.
D'argent, vice-champion du monde, applaudissements, les very game!
But eventually, something went wrong, and French CS fell off a cliff.
That was an absolute slaughter. I don't think anybody went into this thinking that Renegades as individuals and as a team, they were going to outplay them in terms of individual skill, in terms of tactics. They were all over Titan from start to finish.
So, what the hell happened?
I mean, there was personality problems that, prevented proper structure within those teams.
The French-Belgian Counter-Strike scene is like a good soup. Both require specific ingredients to sit together in the pot for a long time. But both also require a steady hand, somebody who can balance it all into cohesion while still letting the individual flavors stand out. And both, if left unattended and uncared for, will become stagnant and flavorless. France and Belgium did have a presence in 1.6. Teams like LDLC, Emulate, and 3D Max put French CS on the map. But VeryGame's performance in Source is what really turned the scene into a powerhouse. VeryGame's various incarnations included plenty of future French CS royalty, from Existence to NBK to Shocks to kennyS to Happy. And they were dominant.
That M4. Apex pushing his way onto the cat, trying to make sure they don't take it. Existence takes on one. Apex gets two more, one onto Scream and Horks. Dragons are going to be pushing down short B, and that's flashes and spray going everywhere. Smiths, 1, 2, 3, with that Deagle. Fourth one, can he get the last one? Fifth one, oh my god, Smiths gets an amazing Deagle ace.
As French CS emerged as a hotbed of world-class talent, that talent started to develop egos. Egos that would eventually plunge the scene into chaos. But as the French CS scene was transitioning from Source to Go in 2012, all those players were still getting along. VeryGames were cementing their status as one of the best teams in the world, bolstered on by rivalries with NiP and Clan Mystic, a French team where Kiyoshima made his name.
Dans cette situation, peut-être la victoire des clans mystiques ou peut-être la
By the beginning of 2014, VeryGames ran out of money, but Existence, NBK, Smiths, Shocks, and Scream stayed together and played as Titan. At the same time, kennyS found himself on Clan Mystic, honing his now legendary off skills. And Happy was holding down the fort as a formidable IGL for LDLC.
He's not going to check the corner. Happy comes through, gets the one kill, needs a little bit more. One click on Flusher would be enough. He's going to get the headshot. Fantastic. For the smoke, Happy. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Pistols out. All of Max is going to go down, and Happy gets the quad kill.
But things were about to get a whole lot less stable. Between September 2014 and February 2017, the French CS scene exploded and reformed in 3 massive roster shuffles, a metric ton of relationship trauma, and a general unwillingness to play with people from outside the scene. But over the years, the tangled, petty, and confusing mess that is French CS produced a few historic and downright beautiful moments of Counter-Strike.
They turn away here, however, TSM. He's looking for the shot, but he's not going to get it, and it's all going to come down to the natural-born killer who dunks a nade straight onto Kerrigan, but it's a 1v2, now a 1v1, and NBK needs to pace himself. No, he says, no, I'm going to take this round.
So, September 2014, the first French shuffle. kennyS was pulling off clutch performance after clutch performance on a newly revamped Titan roster.
Kenny has the bomb, and that's the one crucial fact here. Looking for it, gonna get the one kill, and there comes Existence.
Oh,
no! What are you kidding me? He picks up the kill, and look at that. The excitement, Titan, take out NIP.
Over at LDLC, Happy was dealing with the hole that Apex, Cali, and Maniac left when they went over to Titan, and he nearly retired when LDLC officially disbanded in early September. Shortly after, the IGL legend found himself back under the LDLC banner on a mini French super team. And roughly 2 months later, Happy steered France towards its first major win in Counter-Strike history.
Pacing himself, he's gonna spot NBK first, he goes down, and LDLC, they pick it up. And look at that, they can hardly believe it. They're hugging each other, and it must be an unreal sensation.
But kennyS and Titan didn't even make it to the major. A week before DreamHack Winter, Valve banned Cali for using cheating software the week before he joined Titan, and the team immediately dropped him. But in a controversial move, Valve decided to ban the entire Titan roster from playing in the major. The moment that kennyS had been waiting for, the chance to prove that he was one of the greatest Counter-Strike players ever, was gone. Post-major, Titan continued to post poor results despite their strong roster, and LDLC actually ended the year on a high note.
All right, well, congratulations to LDLC. They have won in a 3-0 sweep, the G2A.com European Cup, and they have taken home $5,000.
In 2015, Team EnVyUs entered French CS, signing Happy, Shox, NBK, Smiths, and Kiyoshima as their inaugural Counter-Strike roster. But there was a problem. Shox and NBK, despite both being legendary players in their own right, didn't like each other. In fact, there were plenty of times where any number of people in the French scene just didn't get along. So that initial EnVyUs roster that looked so good on paper, it didn't last, and they shuffled, like every French team does. They did have at least one moment worth remembering, though.
And well, that's what happens when you go around the corner. Happy with Hwandig. Oh, and another one! Oh, and a third! Happy! He could get another one here too, Dupree is like sweating bullets! Happy's gonna get the quad kill in the ace! What is this?
After the dust finally settled on that shuffle, kennyS got his chance to shine at a major.
They need to go big, and Kenny's gonna go ahead, peek in a second, and he gets the flick on his Zipnix lightning fast!
And what made his performance even more incredible is that he carried games despite the recent op nerfs. Kenny's signature close quarters aggressive style, gone. But he battled back. And though he couldn't style with the op like he once did, he and his team put up another major win for the French CS scene.
This time around, Envy, they clinch it 2-0, no mistakes made, they get the job done, and once again a French team stands at the top of the world.
After the major though, EnVyUs fell into a slump, and Titan went back to posting poor results. In early 2016, Titan dissolved partially due to financial issues stemming from Cali's VAC ban, but the roster was quickly picked up by G2 Esports. And here's where things get silly again. Leading up to, during, and after the MLG Major in 2016, the French CS scene went through another round of petty drama. And to the surprise of almost no one, except maybe the French players themselves, the level of play that was once considered dominant just continued to decline. But there was one last great hope for the French scene. After poor results at the 2017 E-League Major in Atlanta, G2 brought out NBK, kennyS, and Apex, creating the first true French super team by teaming them with Shox and Body. Even Smith was there as a coach.
Obviously, we know Shox is a fantastic clutch player. He's going to win tons of clutches. You've already got someone like NBK as well. So I think this team has all the pieces to be a potential world #1. Now, whether they'll do that, I think that's probably the hardest prediction you can make in the history of CSGO, because we've never had a period like right now, with the new Fnatic, with Virtus.pro still here, with the Astralis looking amazing, with SK Gaming adding Phelps. Therefore, you can't really predict either way that G2 is or isn't going to become the world #1. But they certainly have the parts and the style for it potentially, in terms of how they fit together and the balance.
What made this roster significant wasn't just that it seemed like Shox and NBK had set aside their differences. It was that for the first time in the history of French CS, kennyS and Shox were playing together on the same team. It was unprecedented.
As we are going to see NBK here trying to hold from inside. He's spotting nades coming from heaven. He knows that's where they're coming from. They're trying to spill in, but they can't make it through. G2, they take it. This is still their home soil.
Look how excited Apex is. They should be.
G2 got off to a slow start before picking up big wins at DreamHack Tours 2017.
And they're just one kill away, and it's gonna happen. 16-9 as G2 are your DreamHack Masters champions. Amazing.
And the ESL Pro League Season 5 Finals.
One to go. And there it is, G2.
But while the results were consistently good, they weren't great. And for a team with all of French CS's hopes on their shoulders, anything short of greatness was enough to bring back old animosities and that knee-jerk instinct to shuffle. At the Boston Major, G2 made top 8 for the first time ever. And then, they became a stepping stone for Cloud9. And once again, the French super team shuffled.
So for this reason, we've decided what we decided, which is giving a team with EnVyUs as a captain a chance to prove themselves for a certain period of time, and then define what we do next.
To some extent, it does make sense. If a new team isn't working out, you change it. But the problem is that the French scene never gave any of these so-called super teams a fair shot. All of these people couldn't set aside their egos for a minute and just settle their differences. The fact of the matter is, sometimes, victory requires compromise. And if you can't even do that, then eventually there won't be anything left to shuffle. The very best of French CS aren't ready to retire, and honestly, they don't need to. They just need to find a way to work with each other and the up-and-coming crop of new French talent. The most recent French shuffle from October 2018 gave them that chance.
Vitality would love to get a little bit more here, and ZywOo's got himself a triple kill with a scout quad from ZywOo. And it's into a 3v1, and ZywOo gets the ace.
The players are coming by. He is the first. Kane connected to the second, and the AWK is exactly what you need, as they're all lining up for Amanek.
The French Counter-Strike scene isn't dead, contrary to what Reddit would have you believe. They've got a real shot at becoming the best in the world once again. If they can find a way to solve all the infighting and incorporate their veteran talent and the new blood, French Counter-Strike could find its way back to the top.
Thanks for watching. If you want more content like this, hit the sub button and ring that notification bell. For unique bite-sized videos you won't find anywhere else, hit up our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook pages.